Adobe Premiere Pro can be very, very intimidating. However, do not let that deter you from using it. Premiere Pro can do a lot more than, say, the program Camtasia, and especially more than Windows Movie Maker. It can read just about any type of raw video format, and there are a lot of other features within the program that you can use, such as altering the color of an image in your video, altering contrast. There's a great deal you can do with this program. This video is just to walk you through the basic navigation of Premiere Pro. As you can see, you have a number of different sections open, and each of those sections has different tabs. For example, here, your source tab, I have no clips there at the moment, but this is where your data will be once you've imported footage or audio. Here are effects controls. It's because there's no clips associated with a different effect at the moment, there's nothing there. However, once you add a specific effect to the clip, the options will pop up right here. The audio mixer is a very useful tool in Premiere Pro because it enables you to do a lot more than the average program with your video's audio. And here's your metadata. Over here, you'll see where your preview screen is. As you can see, this is not a widescreen resolution. However, you can alter that when opening the program itself, or once you put in a widescreen video, it will give you the option to alter the resolution. If you're wanting widescreen and you open up a video that has widescreen, you're going to want to select yes. I can demonstrate in a moment. Here is Sequence 1. Sequence 1 is going to be your default sequence. You can change the name as you're opening the program as well and opening a new project. For now, we're going to leave that as it is. Here's your media browser. You can look within your computer actually from here for different files, and it will show you here the types of files that are supported. As you can see, there are a great many types of files that Premiere can translate. And in the next tab, we have info. This is going to be the info on a selected video clip or audio file. And here are effects. This is where you're going to find resources to alter your audio and video. Here we have presets, just a bunch of different options, such as blurring, mosaics, twirls. Here you have audio effects. A lot you can do with this. Audio transitions, you're likely not going to use that all that much, considering that the general transition from audio is either to overlay or to simply stitch together. Here are video effects. Control, keying, time, transformation, translation, color correction. Color correction is something that you may use, but only if the given color in your video is not something you're wanting. This is where you would go to alter that. And video transitions. This is where you're going to find your transitions. Here you have the track itself. Premiere defaults with 3 video tracks and 3 audio tracks. You can remove those as you see fit by right-clicking and click delete tracks. You can also delete all empty tracks, in which case it will leave you with only 1. You can do the same thing to audio by right-clicking and click delete tracks and OK. That way you're only left with 1 video track, 1 audio track, and the master track. You can also toggle the audio by clicking this. This will lock the track. It's the same in both locations, and you will be able to toggle the track's output with this. Here are the tools that you'll be using. Your general will be the selection tool. As you can see, for each tool there is a hotkey that you can utilize. Hotkeys are very useful because rather than continuously coming from your track to your tool to your track to your tool, you can simply press a key. And considering you are going to often be switching between the razor tool and the selection tool, it's very useful to at least memorize Selection Tool, which is V, and the Razor Tool, which is C, like C as in cut. The Razor Tool is what you're going to be using to splice your footage apart and together. However, if you attempt to move the footage or audio with the Razor Tool, you'll only end up cutting it. That's why I recommend that you memorize V and C. Now I can demonstrate what it's going to look like when you actually open Premiere up. Let's close this. This is what the icon for Premiere Pro looks like. You're going to find it anywhere on your desktop. You may have to look for it in your Start menu, but since it's right here, we'll just click to open up. Here we have the first menu. As you can see, your recent projects will be available to you. However, you can also open a new project, and I'm going to demonstrate what you are going to need to do once you open a new project. Double click, and you will have your next menu. For a new project, there are a lot of different options because this is Premiere, and it is a professional program. So here you can see display format, the audio, and the capture. You're always going to want to keep this on HDV because you're going to want the highest quality you can get. I don't think you're going to need to alter anything with scratch disks. Here you can select the file location, and this is where you rename your project. So let's name this and okay. Then you'll have another menu which enables you to alter the settings of your sequence 1, which is what I mentioned earlier. This is where you're going to alter whether it's widescreen or not. So as you can see, you have sequence presets, but if you want to, you can go into the settings itself and completely change everything. So we'll change this from DV NTSC, which is the it's not widescreen, it's full screen, and we will go to HDV 1080p. This is the resolution that I recommend that you are using. It's the default for widescreen. So select HDV. It'll handle all of this for you. You can alter this as you see fit. However, I wouldn't recommend altering it too much because you may end up with a situation that you don't know how to get out of and have to start over completely again. Here's where you can alter your tracks before actually going into your sequence, and here is where you rename your sequence. For now, we'll leave it at sequence 1 and select OK. As you can see, we start with the 3 default video tracks, the 3 default audio tracks with their master track, and that's the basics of how to open and navigate Premiere Pro. I hope you enjoyed this video.